Hi, this is Roger in Finland, and today we're gonna try to match Sony's Slog2 with Panasonic's Vlog. Soon I'm gonna be working on a hobby project where we're gonna do a short film, or actually some sketches, and I'm planning to use both cameras, the Panasonic GH5 and the Sony a7 III. And something that I really need to test before we start shooting is whether I can match both cameras or not. I think the lighting will be pretty controlled, so I'm hoping that I can use nicely the Vlog from the GH5 and then the Slog2 from the a7 III, but I have no experience yet with the Slog from the a7 III or how to grade it. I've been very happy with the GH5, especially for video. It has a great feature, but there's a couple of things that I'm not that happy with. One is the low light, and the other one is the autofocus. Even if it has been improving, and with the upcoming firmware update it should get a lot better, the autofocus of the Sony a7 III is just amazing. I can't really compare those two. And since in this small project I'm gonna do some gimbal shots and I'm gonna rely on autofocus, that's why I'm really looking forward to use the a7 III for those shots. But if I want things to look consistent, then I need to be able to grade them together. So now I'm doing this video where I'm shooting with both cameras at the same time, and then I'm gonna test if I can color grade them properly so that they match well enough. I tried to set up both cameras as closely as I could, so I have the 12 to 40 f2.8 from Olympus on the GH5, which I have set as 14mm and 2.8, and on the a7 III I have the Tamron 28 to 75, which I have it set at 28mm and f2.8 as well. And in both cameras I have a 1/50 for the shutter speed, ISO 800, and I'm using a Vlog for the GH5 and Slog2 in the a7. And at the moment I did check that the exposure should be as many times as being recommended, about 2 stops above, so I'm hoping that this will be a good starting point for color grading. When it comes to the codec and the resolution, I have both cameras shooting in 4K, 8-bit, 100 megabits per second. This is as high as the a7 III will go. I know that with the GH5 I could go 10-bit and I could even go to the all ultra for 100 megabits per second, but I didn't do that because I wanted to see if I can work with a similar codecs. At least with the GH5, if I want to get the 10-bit file into DaVinci Resolve free, I need to transcode it into ProRes, otherwise DaVinci Resolve does not recognize a 10-bit file, so it's just another extra step, which I'm willing to do usually, but if I can avoid it, then the better. So let's see how the grading with 8-bit will go. And for the white balance, it's set in both cameras manually using a color checker from X-Rite. Alright, so this is about the setup, so let's see how are the images. So what you can see right now is the GH5 with Vlog ungraded. And now I'm gonna change it to Vlog for the GH5 graded. Now let's take a look at the a7 III ungraded. And this is the a7 III Slog2 graded. And now I'm gonna be putting side by side, just for comparison, the Slog2 and Vlog ungraded both. And finally I'll put side by side Vlog graded and Slog2 graded. And the aim is that these two looks are as similar as possible if I'm gonna be using both cameras in that project. Alright, so what do you think? How did it go? Did the color grading succeed? Do you think that the image quality was decent enough in both cases, even if I didn't push the GH5 as hard as I could? And do you think that the grading was comparable enough that I could go on and live with Vlog and Slog combination for my next project? Please let me know. And if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Bye!